And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. 72 as we wait for a high of 89 today.
It's coming in.
Weekend.
It's going to be warm.
It is. It is.
Man.
I don't know much in life, but I have figured out this. The one thing that I'll never do again is let Odie. Is the word choreograph? Is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah. Odie is no longer in charge of setting up pictures for us. After this,
I don't know where.
After this was done, I came home and I chopped a cord of wood so I'd feel more manly.
Whose idea was it for this setup?
Well, you said, hey, would you mind taking a picture with the dog? I said, sure.
Well, I didn't know you was going to pick it up, and then I had to hold its hand.
But, Odie, this is bad. This
is bad.
I'm telling you, I had to come home and do manly stuff. I got some tobacco and spit and chopped wood.
Now, that's Haley's dog. That ain't ours, and I know me and that dog got the same.
We were in full moon.
The collar matches my shirt.
This whole thing went south, but Odie wanted to take a picture with the dog, so we obliged.
Were asked nicely.
Right, but I didn't know it was going to look like this. Should I show it? It's very
Everybody else done seen it. Might as well so they know what we're talking about.
It's not manly at all.
No, it's not.
Here you go. Odie. You can no longer do things.
I had to go home and hold Bert.
You're right. Y'all just have little matching outfits.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
And I look like a big plum.
So, Haley, you are lucky. You got the first and the last dog pick at the Scotty Ray and Odie show.
That was a rough one. That was a rough one there.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope everybody's doing well today. So, did you have fun this weekend?
You know, I did. Friday we hung out at the state games. Of course, that was a little drizzle set in for a good bit of it, but
a little. You can take my cowboy hat and squeeze it.
It's still drying out.
Yeah.
But they did get the fireworks off. They did get the parade off. So they did bring in the games, and then Saturday. We did get the show in, or we'll say Julia did get the show in. There was a couple of times that some water had fallen from the sky.
Yeah,
but the full moon on the 5th did happen.
Another big thing that this has been brought up a lot. Today is the 3rd of June. Means a lot for Mississippians. We need to go ahead and just say this as we get the morning started. Today's the day that Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
That is it.
1967 was when the song hit #1, and it would be 76 when the movie was made. And you know what I didn't know about that movie?
What's that?
Do you know who the producer of the show was?
No.
Now, this is, I would have never, and I knew that he went on to produce movies after leaving the Beverly Hillbillies, but I didn't know this was one of them. Jethro produced the show.
Really?
Yeah. He done quite well. It was a major hit.
With his 6th grade education,
That's
4th grade education.
Was it 4th?
I think something like that.
Oh,
and he
Jethro.
still did it.
Man, what a show that was. And Billy Joe, and as a kid, I didn't know everything that was going on during the show, but I do now.
Bobby says, don't forget your privileging. So yesterday at church, we do our announcements, and we do birthdays and anniversaries and all that. And then after we recognize everybody's got a birthday that week, we sing happy birthday.
Okay.
So after church, we had to go take care of Mama, and then we went back for a little meet and greet, I guess, with the Global Methodist in our district. And while we were there, I was talking to a couple of the other people, And I asked them, I said, do y'all remember singing Happy Birthday this morning? And they said, no. And I said, because I don't either. So then we started going around, hey, did you remember singing Happy Birthday this morning? And half of us was no, and the other half was like, yeah, we sang it.
Trying to tell me your church is senile?
Yeah. Well, it turns out it's just a couple of us. So I told the preacher, I said, preacher, we missed singing birthday this morning. Did we? Yeah. And then he asked a couple, and most everybody was like, yeah, we didn't sing it. And somebody was like, yes, we did. Well, guess what we have? We do live streaming.
So did you or did you not?
Yeah, we did.
You just wasn't paying attention in church.
Well, that's what Amy said. Amy was one of those going, yes, we did sing it. And I said, no, we didn't. And
it happens.
And Bobby was going, yeah, we did. And then I think we talked him out of it. And then he was kind of sitting back going, well, now that you bring it up, I'm not sure.
I'm going to write you a little note and tell you what else is fixing to quit working in your life. There's rumors of what's coming, and you ain't going to like it, Odie.
So, that's why I'm getting in as much as I can now.
You go ahead. This is starting, and I'm just going to say what the headline says and leave it alone because there's so much controversy in the U.S. of A. today. An Idaho bar is getting controversy because they're celebrating Heterosexual Awareness Month. Didn't know there was such a thing, but, well, they're causing some backlash for doing that. Now you know. Already, 7 minutes after the hour, a lot has gone on locally. We're going to tell you where not to go. 18th Avenue is one of those, and we'll talk about the big sinkhole next.
Oh,
We'll be right back.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Battery power made by steel. Right now, save $50 on select AK System battery tool sets. Real steel. Find yours.
Welcome back. As we mentioned, we've got a little issue. This isn't the first time Meridian has had its brush with a sinkhole. We head to 18th Avenue, and let me show you a few of the pictures of what we know. The street is still blocked. If you travel from North Frontage Road over 18th Avenue Bridge to get to work to the hospitals, you're going to need to go over to 22nd Avenue and turn back at C Street. Here's what we have, and this is where it is. This is where C Street crosses 18th Avenue. It's closed all the way back to La Pinata. Let's look at these pictures here as we get up here. Here is La Pinata. It's right there to the left. To the right is where it's now called, it was Sack and Save. Sack and Save, we'll call it that.
The cost plus or whatever.
Yeah, Cash Saver.
Cash Savers.
McDonald's is right there. There's a Rib Shack. And you can still get in here to the Smoke Tobacco Shop and one little lane of travel as you get into La Pinata. So you can still eat there. It's just, it's blocked there. Why? The road is sunk in. Now, that doesn't look that big, does it?
Not from the surface.
Let's take a closer look at what we have here. It's fell in a little bit more since then. And as you look down in there, you could fit probably two full cars in that hole. As we done the live, I leaned over and held the phone over down in there, and it's very deep. I don't know, it's 20, maybe 18, 20 feet deep, very wide. It would swallow two cars about, at least one for sure, without a shadow of a doubt.
You know, that's an awful lot of washout. Yeah. And you've got to study and find out what caused this to fix that. Not just come in and put dirt in it and pack it down. But you need to find out what caused that and fix the major problem.
And I'm sure they're in the middle of trying to figure that. Here's the Meridian Public Works getting ready to block off the street there. And fortunately, and this is just how lucky it is, somebody pulls out and they felt their car dip, and they stopped and saw the hole and called in and reported it. Thank goodness there were no injuries with this.
Man, that could have fallen in. You're talking at the most, you're looking at 3 or 4 inches of asphalt.
Yeah.
And it's hot.
Held a car?
It's not rebar. It's not concrete. That was
Get you a good,
the
get
look
you
of it all.
good look there, Odie. That's deep.
Man.
So we came out lucky as we discovered all that. And again, you can go back and watch the live that we done on scene there, what went on with that. But man alive, we come out good on that. Now, another thing that we want to mention, I know of at least 3 cars this morning. It could be more. This area here, let me pull this up, car burglaries overnight. This would be over here near Deer Run, right along in here. This is right before we get to the Ag Center, this where the apartments are here. Willow Ridge, is
Willow
that right?
Ridge is the apartments in the back, and then there's a set of not Greater Meridian, but Meridian something.
Right.
In the very front up there.
But I know of 3 cars in that cul-de-sac, we'll call it that, or apartment complex that have had break-ins. There could be more. If you live there, check your cars. If you live anywhere on the east side of Meridian, call the Meridian Police Department should you see something, because usually it's more areas than just one that got hit. Several high-priced items were taken out.
Exactly.
That would
Man.
be. They used to do that on those TV shows, those trap cars.
Boy, they would let them get in and steal it, and then shut it down. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, won't you step out?
That is,
Oh, that
always
was
love
cool.
those shows.
Or the ones who chain their bicycle up,
Yeah.
and they get on and ride off, and the chain catches them and yanks them off of there.
The next thing that we want to discuss, and I broke this, I've known about this for quite a while. I've been trying to get more information on it. But as always, we try to be transparent on everything that happens. And I want to make absolutely sure that we were right on this as I got with Sheriff Ward Calhoun. He confirmed this. This comes from the state auditor's office, Shad White, as we've had a former deputy of Lauderdale County taken in for embezzlement. He's been charged with that. Danquist Eads was booked May 6th earlier in the month for the charge of embezzlement. The alleged embezzlement involves fuel card purchases. The case is being handled by Shad White's office. He was released on a $2,500 bond. No other details are available at this time. As soon as we get more on this, it will. And eventually it will come up in court, and we'll be able to tell you what becomes of it at that point.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, is there rumors of others? I've heard all of that, but I have no proof of others at this point. But I have heard multiple times that this has gone on in other departments, and I don't have any proof of that. That's why there's not a story on it. So when we do, or if we do, we'll update and add to if there's more to go with this. We do know that some folks no longer work out at East Mississippi facility there, as charges came about as they were booked into the Lauderdale County Jail for alleged contraband bringing into inmates there. You can take a look at that. We've got stories on both of that. Now, a lot of crackdowns there. We've had 2 people arrested for possible alleged sexual with inmates. That's happened, and now contraband. We've got somebody new that is just taking over the East Mississippi facility out there. And the first time that I've ever seen anybody take over that is actually doing something. So we may have a new leader, so to speak, and I'm proud of that.
Well, to go in that place, and we participate in drills with them, and we go out there and meet with them at least once a year.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to go through metal detectors, take your shoes off, and get patted down, make sure everything's good, and they stay on top of everybody coming in, and then you're going to sneak contraband in there. After you spend all day working and seeing how people live that's in jail, that's in prison, and then you're still going to do that knowing that you're going to get caught and you're going to be living like that. And that's come up. Somebody somewhere has got something there's a possible gang affiliation that's got something against the family that says, hey, if you don't do this, I'm going to hurt your family.
Yeah, and that is a large portion of that.
You know, that's got to be investigated. That's got to be found out if that's really happening. Because if it is, you know, that man and woman there was put in a bad situation, and
that happens a lot.
It happens a lot, and you have to think of outside the box, because half these people, that's the way they live, is outside the box. Not
border
what we're
agents,
used to.
y'all would not. I'm telling you, that threat is huge on the border from cartel to agents that work there. We're going to take out your whole family if you don't let 30 people in today. That happens. How do you fix this? I don't know, but we need somebody that steps up to the plate and does it. We had the unthinkable happen late yesterday afternoon, and whenever you start seeing, when I start posting multiple gunshots around town, something's fixing to happen.
Yeah,
and let me use the word fixing
to happen.
Yeah, and it did. We had a church that was shot up yesterday afternoon. This would be, again, that same area, Highway 19, as you're going to College Park, just east of there. As we pull this up, this would be here at 48th Avenue, am I right on that? 46th Avenue and 3rd Street. The windows of the church shot out in a drive-by shooting, Odie. Now, fortunately, either they didn't have church services last night or they had already gotten out. I'm not sure which it was. But even bad men don't do that to churches. Who is doing this? They need a special sit-down talk to by even criminal. There's a code of ethics with bad guys. You don't do that.
Not to God's home.
No.
That is something that is sacred.
So that did happen again. No injuries on that, as we'll report. As the gunfire continued in that area that afternoon, we would also find out that a car was struck with gunfire. They were in it. And again, with the blessing of God above, no one was injured, Odie. As we pull this up here for everybody to look, it was struck here at 5th Street and 49th Avenue. They would continue on, and I don't blame anybody for not stopping right where I got shot either. I would sort of do a Smokey and the Bandit, put the pedal to the metal.
Dang right.
And they would stop as they got closer to 8th Street. They would stop in that area just up from there on 45th is where it would come to a stop. Police would come to the aid there. Again, no one injured.
I'd be the same as I called 911 and say, look, I'm not going to stop. Where's the popo? And I'll meet them there.
Yeah. I ain't letting out of it.
I'm not going to stop.
I want to say the name of the church, if I and forgive me if I get this, Mount Nebo Baptist Church, I think is the name of it. It's a little white frame church that sits there, if I remember correctly. It sits right there at the stop sign.
That's terrible.
And if you'll remember, not long ago, all those churches right through there were vandalized. Windows were knocked out not long ago. Now, I think they did catch who did that.
Yes, they did.
Sunrise, a couple of blocks back of there, had every window in the church busted out. They were caught. But this time it's this church here that got shot. I just, and will this, now, y'all always know that this stuff increasingly gets worse. As we used to never talk about shootings or gunfire in the North Hills and Briarwood Country Club area. It has arrived there, so that tells us that more things will come to that area as it has here. Write it down. We got to stop it.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with that, and I'm trying to be very politely in the way I word that. Yeah.
About?
Have mercy. Up next, we're going to tell you about a burglary that happened. It did. Another store is broken into. We'll tell you about that next with Scotty Ray and Odie over there. Look at that tan that Odie's got after the beach.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinard Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota Meridian, where hometown pride.
Are you looking for a job that could last a lifetime? Structural Steel is hiring now. With employees that have been there from 20 to 40 years, they're family owned and operated since 1975. Competitive starting wages, a 401k package, and great insurance. Immediate openings on the day shift and night shift. From entry-level helpers, welding and tacking, grinding and fitting. And the list goes on of job openings. Start your future today at Structural Steel. Call 483-5381.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
And welcome back. Scotty Ray and Odie. And Odie and I were just discussing sometimes you don't do something and you question it. And Odie pointed out to me, he said, there's a reason you didn't. We don't know. But anyway, it answered my question as I was sitting here rethinking myself on things I do.
Did you ever watch that show? It's a cartoon called Ratatouille.
I've heard that name.
Did you ever see
The
it?
Mouse?
Yeah, it was the mouse there was a guy who worked in the...
Spaghetti.
Yeah, he worked in the kitchen, but he wasn't
It was
really
good,
a good
wasn't it?
cook. But
Yeah.
the rat was. So he sat in his hat and controlled the guy.
Yeah. Pulled his hair.
Well, you know, that's the way God does us. He sits on our head and he controls us every now and then.
You know, you're right, Odie. And if you ever doubt yourself, do that. Let me show you this, folks. This would happen. Here we go. As you see.
Ooh, there's that Scotty Ray Report truck again.
When you see it, something done gone down. As we pulled up here, the store was broken into. Our power bandit struck again, Odie, as they would take this out and go in and just destroy the store. And again, we've got to remember, these folks work hard for a living. They own this. That's how they make their living.
Yeah.
And it was broken into. We would have cigarettes stolen. We would have candy. Just about all the candy was taken out of the store. And it just goes on and on the list. And what they didn't take, they broke. Even tried to steal, and they did part of it, the security system, so that they wouldn't be seen. It's always a backup
Covering
somewhere. Yeah.
You know, I don't know what... I went into a store yesterday. I'll just say it's over on Highway 19. It's between my house and the church.
Okay.
And when you said that they went in there and stole the candy, I don't think this place was robbed, but they didn't have nothing. They didn't have any candy in there. They didn't have any gum, because that's what I was after. I looked in there, and I wanted to ask that guy, are y'all leaving open or what? It was bad.
Bare?
It was bare. And
You
I'm
think
sitting here
big sale?
going, you know, what's going on? Are these people getting robbed and they just don't have the money to restock it because they don't have the insurance that covers it? And then now that's what these people here have to deal with.
You know, and he and I talked about that as we were standing there. Your insurance goes up if you use it, so you
Is it
have,
worth it? Yeah.
You got to just take the hit, because if you do that, you will pay for what was stolen 16 times fold later on.
And then that store closes because they can't afford to stay in business. Everybody goes, well, won't nothing stay in our area?
You're right. 100%.
Why did we lose the grocery stores? Well, because they got robbed.
Too many shoplifting events. And our town is full of shoplifting. I just don't report. Most of our morning show would be dedicated to, guess what was shoplifted last night? It's on.
Yeah.
And then second behind that is the car. Y'all have no idea how many cars are stolen. Night after night after night.
It is. It's our little city.
And again, those guys that do that for a living are busy, and they get shot at and other things at them.
Yeah.
God bless them. I don't want your job. Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
But it is definitely not for me. We move to the saddest thing that we can talk about. And Odie, this is the scene at Clarke State Park. You take a right to go to Quitman, a left to go over to Clarke State Park. Here is the scene this
facing
weekend.
south.
Yes. That's like you're headed onto the beach.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show the pictures of what went on there. We lost 2 lives there this weekend, a 17-year-old beautiful girl and an 18-year-old young man. From what I understand, they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and they lost their lives at this accident. And
very, very tragic.
We pass along condolences to Amelia Crawwell. She was 17 of Quitman, and Ethan McNeil. He was 18 of Chunky. Both lost their lives there this weekend.
At the beginning of their life.
It is.
She was finishing school another year. He had just started at MCC. They had their entire lives ahead of them. And I tell you that not just the parents having to deal with this. I love to cruise. We've got one coming up. We try and do 1 or 2 cruises a year. I love them. About a year and a half ago, I went on one, and while I was gone, my mama went missing. And here Greg said, Lord, Odie goes out of town, and I lose his mama. They kept that from me, and that was good. I believe it's this young man's parents.
I know his mother for sure.
Are on a cruise when this happened. And to get information to them, and then them get to where they can get to a port and then fly back.
That would be tough.
That's tough. Our prayers are with each and every member of that family, friends of that family, the communities. Heartfelt prayers go out to everyone. It is something that all we can do is pray.
It's I don't even want to know, ever. Y'all lift up that family in prayers because they definitely need it at this point. Yeah. And I don't even know how to really say this, but I ran into someone not long ago, six months or so ago. It was a mother who had lost a child like that, and folks, she never recovered. She went into the deepest, darkest depression that you would ever know, and literally not being able to ever function again after losing a child. Yeah. And that can happen to anyone. Prayers for them that they get through this some way, somehow, with the help of God. That's how that's going to happen.
And the community, please, if y'all are in that community.
We had
that's Anitra. That's still under investigation. Exactly how that happened, what took place. We do know that a car was T-boned by a larger truck, a 1-ton truck.
Had a bunch of farm equipment on it, and of course, the more weight, the harder it is to stop. Like a train, it's harder to stop. Early this morning, as you were waking up, I was here somewhere around. I don't know. Yeah, and I got a message that said, hey, I just heard gunshots. It was a car. A blue Impala just went yonder way. Oof. And we had some gunshots reported here over by Grand Avenue this morning in the 800 block of Grand Avenue. If you saw something, report it to police. Maybe you've got a doorbell ring picture of a car. Yeah. Mike could help them track down who was being naughty early this morning. We just certainly don't like that by any means. We want to say a big thank you to these girls who went out. Let me pull up this picture. They went and visited
cool.
Metro and also over at the Meridian Fire Department there. Mississippi Universal Miss Queens. They took pizza and donuts over. There's the guys.
Now, you know firefighters like the pizza. They should have took the donuts to the Popeyes.
Okay, that was pretty good.
I just had to throw that in there.
Here we are over at Metro there. A big thank you to them for doing that. Took pizza to the folks at Metro there. That was very, very nice of them to do that.
That's
a big credit card machine there, Odie.
That's a phone dollar.
Oh, okay. I thought you had to pay for your ambulance ride before you went.
Oh, no, they send you a bill for that. Okay. But your fire departments, they get some recognition. Very little. Police get little recognition. But the ones who get a little bit less than that are our paramedics, our EMTs with Metro Ambulance, that they are a rolling hospital that come to you and take care of you to take you to a brick and mortar hospital. They're the ones who get less recognition than your firemen and your policemen. But then up under that, if you can believe that people are less recognized than them, that is both our E911 dispatchers and our Metro ambulance dispatchers. We don't recognize them enough, and I'm sitting here saying that I don't either, and that's why I'm bringing that up. Our Metro dispatchers and our 911 dispatchers, those are our lifelines. Those are
that's
who we
right.
rely on, and we don't recognize them near as much as we should. Because these men and women for 12 hours a day are doing nothing but answering phone calls and dispatching people. We have got to remember these people. And when we say our prayers, add them into our prayers.
Because I don't want their job. I really don't. I watch their job. I see it every day.
Yeah.
And speaking of EMTs, I arrived early yesterday morning. This was 7-something, I think, yesterday morning out in the Martin community. And when you say God's blessings of not being worse than it was, let me show you this. We all have run off the road. You overcorrect or however you want to word it here. Let me show you this. You see these tracks where the car veered? It could have run off the road over there and pulled back. If you'll see right through there.
Oh, so he was coming towards us.
Yes, coming right towards the camera if you're looking at this on your screen. Yeah. And about right here, when it hits here, it would go airborne. And it would take it into the bushes there. Yeah, well, that doesn't look all that bad, but I'm telling you, after Jeff McKee arrived with wrecker in hand, it was a little bit worse than you think. Let me get down here. There's our deputies working hard at it. They pull it out. The roof of it's buckled. And as I sat there and talked to it, I don't think they realized, because they said, no, I don't want to go in the ambulance. And I said,
you took a hit.
I think you need to, because they were really hurt. And sometimes you don't realize the lick that you take. And I was looking at them, and they couldn't see themselves of just how bad the injuries were.
The adrenaline was flowing, and they didn't feel the pain.
It will come to you later. But if you're ever in an accident, somebody goes, I really think you ought to go. And they were putting a private car then and taking on, because it was a little bit more serious. And what's that Mickey Gilley song, A Headache Tomorrow? They definitely had one. You know, when you bounce in those, it hurts. And God bless them. Yeah. They're going to be okay, but it was a knock on the noggin to both of them. And thinking about you this morning is my whole point of all of that.
That's right.
More coming up with Scotty Ray and Odie as we start this Monday morning. There is so much happened this weekend.
Yeah, trying to catch up.
And we ain't got near none of it yet. So y'all hang on.
In there.
The Preserve at Meridian is the premier senior living community in the Meridian area, offering independent living cottages, assisted living, and maintain their independence and pursue an engaging lifestyle with a robust activities calendar, personalized care programs, wellness activities, restaurant-style dining, and much more. Call or visit us online today at preserveatmeridian.com to schedule your personal tour.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install, or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and this is Odie, as we all work together to make it through a Monday. Sometimes they're a little tougher than others.
Yeah, sometimes.
Let's go back and turn back to the pages of history and look at a few things that happened on here. I always respected the producers of this show. After she got sick and had a stroke, they kept her on in the role that she had.
Yeah.
She couldn't say anything, but they kept her just the same. As we go back to remember this woman, Ellen Hansen. Of course, she was born today, and she was grandma on the Waltons. She played that part well there. And if you remember, she had that stroke and couldn't talk the last couple of years that she was on the show.
and made sure she was. And that reminded me of this. Angela Lansbury. You know, she had that
Murder, She Wrote.
So while she produced that, and I didn't notice this until I watched it a couple of times, a lot of the guest actors that she'd have on there were older actors. And the reason being was because of the way
Hollywood
union works. They had to have more hours. It helps their pay or whatever with their retirement. So she helped them by getting additional hours to help their retirement.
Well, that was good.
And then so kudos to her, and then kudos to them for keeping her on the show and not finding a way to get rid of her.
Is it true that you bought the Angela Lansbury pinup poster, swimsuit edition?
I brought it to you.
1925, Jamie Lee Curtis's daddy would be born. Who remembers Tony Curtis? He was born today back in 25. Big actor, if you don't know who I'm talking about. As we go back to this guy, and I would love to do a version of this locally because it would be absolutely hilarious to do it. People would be mad at us forever.
I still think it'd go good.
Anybody remember Chuck Barris, The Gong Show? He was born on this day. That show was good. If you remember, the contestants would fight over who was going to gong, and they'd try to stop the other one from doing it.
Don't do it. I've had enough. Gong.
It was good.
It just took one.
Yeah, one gong and you were gone. I can see Greg beating it now.
Greg just stand up there by.
Not on my channel. Anybody remember the name Leather Tuscadero? I don't know where you come up with the name Tuscadero, but she dated Fonzie one time as we go back. She was born on today. Let me hit that button. There she is there. Her name was Kay Susie Quatero. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, that worked.
Yeah, yep. She wore a lot of leather, and yeah, that was her. She had a motorcycle, if I remember right, jump stuff. All righty then.
Yeah.
Watch women who do that.
Hey.
1953, this old boy would graduate high school today.
Wow.
He'd start out by being in a talent show, if I remember, in high school. It all
He tried
started.
to do a talent show here.
He did. Didn't work out for him, did he? He got gonged.
He got gonged. Said, you ain't no good.
He went to the same, happened to Faith Hill. And our moral to the story is just because someone else doesn't like you doesn't mean that you're not good.
Ain't that the truth?
People will tell you you're a failure when, well, you know where I'm going with that. Elvis graduated high school today. And yes, there's an L missing, and we'll get that fixed. It will be okay. But Elvis, the man, the legend, the myth. What was it, the song that he sang that first one? Oh, Shep? If I'm not, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it was. He sang.
Yeah.
Whew, that old boy was good.
Uh-oh.
Rock and roll was banned.
Well, they hadn't put a
in
ban on
California.
anything.
And the way California is now is so shocking to read back to 1956 is they were getting rid of rock and roll. We can't have it out here.
Yeah.
Well, somebody done something. They let it all in.
Yeah, and then they decided, well, we're not going to ever ban anything because they hadn't.
It's a free-for-all up there. Whew.
Yeah.
Can you say?
S-P-E-C-T.
That's
Find out what you mean to me.
Went number one today as we go back to 1967 and the big hairdos there.
That's it.
That was a huge song.
Yeah, it was.
All right, let's see what else went on.
1967.
Oh, let's see here. She was smoking hot in this picture. We'll give her that.
Yeah.
Because she was the happiest girl in the whole USA.
Whole USA.
What did it say? Good morning, sunshine.
Oh,
you
that's
fix
right.
my breakfast, I'll fix yours. I love waking up next to you, or something. I can't remember it all, but Donna Fargo went number one today.
Bob had it. Look at there.
Donna. And that's what you call, what do you call those shorts? That was the album cover now.
She wears shorts. You remember that commercial?
It was Nair, wasn't it? Yeah. Donna Fargo. She would go on to see if you can't be a beacon if your light don't shine. She had some other minor hits, but by far that was her biggest hit that she ever had, and it put her on the map. Donna Fargo. And she was a beautiful woman. We'll give her that. 1978, Starsky and Hutch made their way to TV Guide. Little Bitty Pistols. They didn't have big ones. Just
a little 25 or something. Pew pew. And then along come Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, he did. 1980, and he goes, I forgot how many he shot. Was it 5? Was it 6?
Yeah.
Do you feel lucky?
Do you feel lucky, Punk?
1980, it would come along, and, well, a lot of people would re-record this song, but there's only one time that it was done right. Those windshield wipers, driving my life away. Eddie Rabbitt had a number 1 with this. It actually released to radio today in 1980. Red Akins and a score of others would re-record that song, but Eddie Rabbitt done it the best. 1981, do you remember this? Oh, Hot Pants.
Hot Pants. That's
you know,
what they
even
called.
referred to that in Smokey and the Bandit. Hot Pants.
Yeah.
What was her name? Hot Pants. Hot Pants. He called her something there at the truck stop.
No, Hot Pants Hooligan was.
You're thinking about Hot
Nash.
Lips. Yeah.
Hot Lips Hooligan.
But it was
Hot Pants something. Yeah.
Yeah. Those coming back in style, Odie?
Oh, I'm not gonna wear them.
I think I saw some at Full Moon on 5th this weekend.
Well, we saw some shorty shirts too.
Yes, we did. I'm glad you documented it for me in case we needed to go back and identify anybody. 1981, it would be the last of this. Dan Tana would park his Thunderbird for the last time as the show came to an end. Robert Urich, if you remember him, he died early. He was like only 57 years old when he passed away.
Oh, wow.
Vegas drove that Thunderbird right on up in the house.
Yeah.
1987, the movie came, and I've never watched this. Have you?
I don't think I have. I remember it coming out, but I don't think I ever watched.
Sean Connery was in it as well, as we go back to remember the Untouchables.
And I may go watch it now just because Sean Connery's in it.
Kevin Costner was in it. This little guy right here, I don't know which one of these is his name, but he was in the Buddy Holly story.
Never mind.
What?
I won't watch it.
Why?
It's got Robert De Niro in it.
Yeah, I don't care for Robert De Niro
I might get
anymore.
one and just go blow it up.
Robert De Niro is just not cool anymore. Did you remember watching this movie?
I did.
Tom Hanks. And they would dance, wouldn't they?
On that big piano.
Yeah. He remembers Big.
Now, I don't like what his mind thoughts are, and I don't like what he's being accused of and all that stuff. But let me tell you, as an actor,
he's good.
The dude's got it going. Gump. Sully.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
You can't I can't think of anything that he was bad in. If he's in The Green Mile.
The Green Mile.
Man, what a performance.
Man, yeah. Awesome. Like Liam Neeson. Great actor. But boy, has he got some screws loose up in that noggin.
Yeah. Liam, I have a particular set of skills, and it ain't what you think in real life.
Yeah.
We go back to 1988. Odie brought this up last week. This was about the neighbor that nobody liked. They were all,
they helped him get rid of the house.
Because they wanted to get rid of him when he said, I'll give you some money.
Yeah.
Y'all remember the movie Funny Farm with Chevy Chase? It was not a huge box office hit, but still funny when he tried to sell. Everybody pitched in. Even the mailman stopped to say hello, which he'd never seen.
First time he was sober.
Yeah. This was one of the few upbeat songs Clint Black would ever do. Fun summertime song as we go back to remember 1995, Summer's Coming. It peaked at number 1 for 3 weeks. Wow. Big hit for him. Glad for old Clint. This was one of the best that George Strait ever done. It was 1996, and let this scare you that it was the year 1996, because in my head it was maybe a year or two ago. But I Get Carried Away was released today to radio.
You know, he sang last week for Willie Nelson's birthday. And him and Willie sang together. And he sang I Get to Sing with Willie, and the part of that song was Willie singing I Get to Sing with George.
I hadn't heard this song.
And it may have been made up just for that one show for his birthday. But I hate to say this, and I got sad. George looking old.
George is? Don't say that.
Yeah. He looks older than Willie. Willie's 3 times old as George is.
You know, I want to remind you that you've got to go out in public today.
Oh, and, I like Willie and I like George.
Oh, that ain't what I'm saying. But
that's why
there's a certain particular group of women that don't particularly careful. You're running George Strait's looks down. If they come after you, I ain't helping you. I just want you on your own. It's like saying Reba's got wrinkles. You don't do it. You just ignore it.
Go find you another pug.
This would be the day that the rest of the world found out who Kenny Chesney was. He was a nobody. Literally, when I tell you I sat with him at many, many dinners in Nashville, and he was bored. He sat there because nobody else would talk to him, so he sat with me. Because he was a nobody. Every label in Nashville let him go. He couldn't find a hit if it slapped him.
Now that's tough.
It's tough. So what did he do? Ooh. It took one instance of flirting with an old girl and Tim McGraw to be involved in, well, borrowing a horse that wasn't borrowed that made him a national celebrity for a little bit as he was arrested. Do you remember that?
I remember something vaguely about that.
Well, he got on the horse. It was a girl, and her daddy was supposedly, if I remember, a captain or something, and a police horse. So Kenny takes it for a ride.
Yes.
And then they reported the horse stolen, and Kenny Chesney and Tim McGraw took up for him. They both got in trouble, and Kenny was cuffed and stuffed, and it made him a celebrity after that. Had it not been for that event, I'm not sure the rest of the world it wouldn't matter how good you are. It takes something to get recognized, and that was Kenny's moment.
Now, what was this girl, the one he married for like a day? Westlinger?
Renee Zellswinger.
Zellswinger.
It was something like that.
Ooh, I married him, found out something, and I left.
And then she tried to back up on the statements and say it isn't what you think. And we don't know what she thought.
Okay, well then what is it? Because
I don't want to know, though. Do you know?
No, I don't.
I really don't. Whatever it is, y'all keep it to yourself. He's still 60 and unmarried.
Oh, Harold was mad.
Yeah, he sure was.
Poor Harold.
We're talking about the donkey from Clarke County, if you don't know what we're talking about there.
You know, Clarke 2.5?
Oh, that's his badge number.
That's his badge number 2.5.
It's the donkey that we'll reintroduce to you. It would be this day that a man was found in a closet wearing women's clothing. Up until now, you would think of him as a tough guy.
Kung Fu.
Yes, we go back to Long Wolf McQuaig, one of the greatest shows that Chuck Norris ever was in, as they buried that Dodge truck and it climbed out on its own. That turbocharger, remember that? You can't even bury Chuck Norris. He comes back.
Yeah.
But we would find in a closet somewhere during a kinky situation, someone lost their life doing something kinky. And, well, David Carradine lost his life today. He died in 2009. We'll leave it at that, and you can Google the rest to find out what really went on.
You want to know.
Yep. Yes, sir, Ray.
Yeah.
This floats around Facebook all the time that she just passed away. She's been dead for some 12 years?
12 years. 14 years.
14? We do arithmetic on the fly here, figure it out. But
every calculator.
Every now and then it pops back up and you go, gosh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
But it's been quite some time now. It was 2010. What was her name on the show?
That's what I was just trying to think.
She liked men.
She loved them.
Yeah.
She was trying to bring home a different one every day.
Rue was her real name there, but I can't.
Golly.
Somebody will remember it there.
All right, Blanche. Oh, look there. The corner has come up. And the corner, I think, look, I didn't mean nothing by it.
Were you saying that Stella is kind of like Blanche?
No,
is that what you were implying?
Stella was mad at me because of what I said about George. And
she takes up her donkey?
I'm just a carrier.
Okay.
And she's mad at me. The last thing you want is a corner mad at you.
I don't want her mad at me.
Yeah.
Oh, we would lose a legend today, y'all. This is a man among men. No matter, and let me tell you something, we just do not know how bad his home life was, but it was horrible to any degree. His wife had mental problems, his kids had issues after another, and he never spoke of it at work. He kept every bit of it to himself. He was a man among men. As we would lose James Arnaz today, back in 2011. Matt Dillon is who we're talking about. There's O'Neilly in the background. Doc. I always love watching Doc argue with Festus.
That old Festus. Him and he had his own donkey.
Yeah, he sure did. I don't know if he ever named his mule, but
I don't either.
How
traded him in for a horse.
How did he say this? I am the greatest. How did he do it? What was his big saying? Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
I am the greatest.
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Something like that. As we go back, he passed away in 2016. Can you believe it's been that?
Well, you know, he
8 years ago. I know you're thinking.
He took so many hits, and he wasn't living a
draft dodger. Did that come to mind?
Well, no, it didn't.
Okay, all right. He was arrested for that.
But he was.
Yeah. Okay.
Ruth was his mule. All right, Bob brought it in. Everybody come in here. I need everybody knew Francis's mule.
Yeah, I did hear the old Scudder. I heard him say that. As we go back to this name, you would watch him on television, be glued for months. Every day, it wouldn't go away. As we go back to remember the name, F. Lee Bailey. He would be O.J.'s attorney. He passed away in 2021.
Wow.
Huh. And a face that you probably didn't know existed that was behind the face that you looked at for all these years.
Yeah, and I think they were looking for another one a few years ago, wasn't they?
Some things you don't need to change.
No, That should
like
be
Mrs.
it.
Butterscotch, leave that alone.
Buttersworth?
Did I say? What did I just say?
Butterscotch.
Isn't there a Mrs. Butter, or is it Mrs. Buttersworth? It may be.
Mrs. Buttersworth.
All right, who's Butterscotch? Or is that just a...
I think that was just stuck in your head.
Okay.
You wanted a piece of butterscotch or something.
All right, I'll leave that alone. Anybody remember the Gerber baby? Ann Turner Cook passed away in 2 years ago today, and she was the baby girl. Wow, oh, wow, wow. That's a legacy for a family to pass on and on. Grandma was here.
Yes, and that's why you should never mess with it.
You're
You
absolutely
should
right.
Be that from now on, just like Aunt Jemima.
Aunt Jemima. You
That
said
was
Jemima.
Aunt Jemima.
Aunt
Aunt
Jemima.
Jemima.
Yeah.
I mean, that was...
And her family was proud of her heritage of what she had done.
Well, yeah, look what she did for her family.
And they cut the check off.
Yeah.
With that being said, they no longer got royalties from that. Scotty Ray and Odie, we'll be right back. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 6 or more. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Just $41 a month for this new Brother embroidery machine. Buy it local and get instructions for life, service, financing, the lowest price guaranteed, and take it home today at the Sewing and Vacuum Center in Meridian and Select in Flowood and Hattiesburg.
Rockhouse Gun and Pound, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rockhouse Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rockhouse Gun and Pawn. As we talk about our friends at Snowden and Company, they offer a lot. They're professionals at what they do. They do this day in, day out. Honesty. I'm telling you, if you want a person that's going to take care of you, talk to Amanda. She will help you in so many ways. She's got a lot of agents that work for her that work above and beyond when it comes to closing time. They're there. Any style home that you're looking for, whether you're buying or selling.
Yeah, either one. It doesn't matter.
Upgrading, downgrading. They do that.
Kids done moved out, and now you want something smaller to take care of, or your household is growing and you need something bigger. They can take care of all your needs.
Drop in, visit with them. You'll see these signs around town, just sold. That's how it happens. Snowden and Company, great folks there. Open till 5 p.m. this afternoon by appointment on Saturday. Closed on Sunday. Good folks, and that will help you. Talk to her. She'll bend over backwards to help you out there, won't she? I want to show you some differences. As I spoke to Eric Clarke yesterday, he called me and he said, I'm after a suspect. Let me show you where this all started. They were in pursuit of a suspect who wrecked. Here's the map of where we were. This was just outside of Philadelphia on Highway 486 as we look at this, in between 545 and Highway 439 down here by Cook's Feeds. This gentleman here would run due north through the woods. He would later be found. He was a MDOC. He was wanted on a parole violation. running from the police and crashed and wrecked. Now, as we looked at his picture there, we saw him. I want you to show how you sometimes look different than pictures appear. And I say this when we put out that somebody is being looked for, don't let anybody in your home that you don't know.
That's right.
Because we looked at that picture, and here's what he looked like upon arrest. Let me click on that. Now, does that even look like the same person? A little different there, isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be hard. That's not what you expect, someone with longer hair.
Yeah.
Out in the Blue Mo community.
He would be found at an abandoned chicken farm hiding inside a silo. That's where they found him. He was cuffed and stuffed and taken back into custody. A big thank you to game wardens helped out with that, Mississippi Department of Game Wardens, and also the deputies there in Neshoba County. Great job by y'all bringing this man back to justice, and we do appreciate that. And as I look at that, let me show you. And here's the original picture. Yeah. That's how drastically different one can look from here to there.
I thought that they were supposed to get new pictures taken every week, where you always had an updated photo of them.
Maybe. And, driver's license, that's another thing when it comes to driver's license. You can renew things for 8 years, and you can drastically...
Oh, I have changed from mine.
I wasn't going to bring that up, Odie, but there you go.
My hair was short. That was back when I just said, to heck with it, and cut it. And then I didn't have my goatee. Yeah, I look weird.
We thought we'd show you some pictures from the big throwdown Saturday night in downtown Meridian as we look at this. This is Full Moon on 5th, and it was a ton of was it not?
It was. There was a lot of people that showed up. Congratulations to Julia. She finally got that in, and she had a couple of raindrops come down, but people came out and supported this event. It was good to see everybody there. A lot of people stopped, and we talked and had a good conversation, but that doesn't show the amount of people that was there.
Oh,
they
no.
were the
it was
entire
jam-packed.
block. It was packed. It was great.
But I can't thank everybody enough. If you'll notice this is how they do it. They block off the street and they put the full moon here and one on the other end, and it is probably one of the best events Meridian hosts.
Yeah.
We cannot brag upon this event enough, and it'll be coming back next year. Hopefully one day they'll have the budget to expand this and do more with it during the summer months.
What she does, what Julia does with what she's got to work with is amazing.
It is.
They really, her and the group, ACES is what it's called, but it's Arts and something from Meridian, I tell you.
Right, and I told her, I said, I can never remember that.
No, I can't neither. She'll talk about it
Arts
Friday.
and literature, arts and letter. I'm not real sure. Well, we'll have to ask her. I ran into somebody else this weekend, too. Great person. Boy, I sure like meeting this one there. That's the cow from out at Chick-fil-A. Like them a whole lot there. Out at Faith Baptist, what an event they had. Even despite the showers coming down, a big thank you to everybody who showed up. As we look, and
look at there.
The sheriffs. And, well, this girl can sing, y'all. Woo, she was good. Brittany, I think is her name. But I couldn't help but notice Sheriff Ward Calhoun getting dunked in the booth time and time again over there. And he was telling his deputies they couldn't hit the side of a wall as they threw balls at him. He took one for the team. We do appreciate him doing that to raise money. We appreciate that a whole bunch. Very important.
Yeah.
What we missed? A wedding anniversary today?
Well, I'm trying to figure out. There's a wedding anniversary today, but I don't know who it is.
Okay, let's do some bragging on somebody. As we go to the Meridian Fire Department, their rescue team, and also Lost Gap. I'm telling you, Mississippi Highway Patrol, the volunteers that showed up for this. This is what we call Dead Man's Curve. If you're coming into Meridian, slow down anytime that there is ever wet weather. You will be in the bushes. I think the folks that had this accident were from out of state, maybe New Orleans. I spoke to them a couple times. Look at this. You wouldn't know the car was there if you were just passing by. As a matter of fact, it took a while for the volunteer fire department to even locate them.
Yeah, the call came in through a rec system.
You know what that is, don't you?
Oh, yeah. It was an automatic call to 911. as a crash sensor. They were able to push that information out, and they said it's somewhere around here. And it took them a little bit to find that vehicle. But when they found it, everybody came together, worked together, and was able to get that done.
If you will look, and I want everybody to look at this picture here, one person was able to get out of the car. The volunteers had to cut the entire roof of the car off to free the other people. Now, miraculously, they had some injuries, but it was not life-threatening. You just don't look at that tree that this hit. That's humongous, and they were pinned in this car. And those professionals, all this training. As a matter of fact, I went up to a training that they done up at Lewis Recker this weekend. I think it was Friday that I went, and it trains them to do just this. If you were in this car, y'all cannot imagine how much that training paid off. I want to say thank you to each and every one of them who helped with this. Here's another view of that car. That could be you at any given time. So a thank you to our folks that go above and beyond to help these folks out.
Yeah, they do a lot of training, and that's one thing that I give Meridian. They did a full-scale drill, and it was turned out to be a great exercise. Everybody enjoyed it. Everybody liked it. Turned out good. I thought there was one more.
Well, I've got, and I just realized we weren't getting these. We had a little help here. There's some more there. We're going to do birthdays in just a second, so make sure to get yours in to us if you haven't done that. And we'll be giving away this coffee mug here.
All right, we got those.
All right,
so
right there.
Deal. Look
Meridian
at that.
Hyundai.
It's coming up.
Yeah, that'll be next as we begin our day. We'll be right back. Looking for a great place to eat? Well, come explore the great flavors of the French Quarter in downtown Enterprise. Whether you're in the mood for a romantic night out, a family dinner, or a cozy atmosphere with great service that make dining with the French Quarter an unforgettable experience. Drop by today and taste our delicious dishes. Come explore the flavors of the French Quarter. 120 West Bridge Street, downtown Enterprise. Call 601-659-0500, the French Quarter. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, or conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The reliable Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor is highly capable. A smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation and versatile attachments that help you handle the job. The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
Welcome back. Let's talk about this fella here. Yeah, Chet. He does a fantastic job when it comes to your car, whether it's a scratch involved in a minor accident. Maybe it was major. They can put your car back. They'll take care of you there at Chet's Paint and Body. A handshake does it all. From major damage you see in these pictures here, 737-2961. That's the number to call Chet. He'll work it out for you. Free estimates. Taking care of you there in Center Hill. Drop in today. Anything that you might need. That's on Highway 495 in the curve right across from the convenience store. You can't miss them. Honesty. It goes a long way out there at Chet's Paint and Body. Talk to them. They'll fix your car up and have you going once again. Let's see here as we get today underway. What haven't we discussed that went on this weekend? What would you think?
I'm trying to think if there was a whole lot left.
Oh, let's see here. I had I wanted to talk about the basketball goal. That's what I needed to do.
Oh, and look at that guy right there.
He's hiding down in Clarke County with a basketball. There's Sheriff Anthony Chancellor. They've installed this, and as he put this note up, as you look at that, you go to jail and you sit there all day. You have to have some reward, some meaning to do things, and they just put this in, and appreciate that. Now, you're not going to get to be on the ball field if you act ugly. At the bottom line is what he's saying. It's for those who've done well and acted right.
And deserve something to occupy their time and to be able to go out and have fun. So Anthony and Barry both, they picked up where Todd Kemp left off.
Yes, sir, Bob.
And doing good out there.
Now, this was going on downtown Meridian as I got soaking wet. I think you did too, as we were celebrating the state games in Mississippi here. Look at the girls. They were fantastic. But it was a wet afternoon as showers came in Friday around, 5 o'clock?
Yeah, they came in about 5. Look at DP just as dry.
That's before the rain hit. When I first got on scene, he was dry and I was dry.
He didn't leave that way.
But it was fun. We do appreciate the invite as we look around here of all that went on there.
Yeah.
So thank you, and always glad to have the state games of Mississippi in the Meridian area. It brings a lot to our economy with the numerous folks that come in.
I just hope we can keep them. We've about lost the baseball.
Yeah, that's being played in other areas now.
I just hope we can keep everything else.
I don't know the answer for a sports complex, but we need something. I had to drive around several times before I found this accident. This would be off of Valley Road. Let me blow this up. We can get a good look at this. An overturned car. Rump row. Car slid over, flipped over. No major injuries at all, but it did happen. And that was one of the few times it took me a minute to locate it. I knew where it was, but I just couldn't see it. It was hid behind a building.
Didn't know where to get to it.
I didn't. So that happened over the weekend also. I think that was late Friday afternoon when that happened also, Odie.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. I did do this also Friday morning. I want to bring this up. This is such a good program that is done, and a congratulations to every child who won a scholarship from the Meridian Police Department.
Yeah.
As we look here, here's the chief and so many folks that showed up for this. Here's our list of winners that won the scholarships from each one of these, and we appreciate it. From the mayor, as we go across, I want to say Ward Calhoun was there. Sheriff Ward Calhoun was there, and he gave a great speech as well. Yep, there he is. He showed up. Great speeches, and we appreciate everybody who came out and supports that. They do a lot of extra work to raise money to give this little token to seniors who are graduating and moving on to their next level in life. Just want to say thanks to the chief for all he does with that.
I mean, that is something, and honoring the kids. And he's in every school, not just Meridian.
Yeah.
He is going
all
around taking care of kids. Yeah.
Sure is.
Him and Mayor both.
Right, we need to do some birthdays now. Odie, who do we have having a birthday?
Let me tell you, we got to do some catch 'em up. We got us a little list going on today. Because this weekend we had a good bit that got called in. Because Kaylin Garrett, 18 years old Saturday. Jennifer Highthorn White had a birthday. Kim Sparrow Ford. Brandy King. James Moorhead. Chris McKinnon. Joe Harding had birthdays this weekend. And I think there's a couple more this weekend, but for the most part, Leanne Wilkerson having a birthday today. Michelle Francis. Known her for a long time. Michelle Connell Francis. Ann Smith, talk about Metro, paramedic at Metro, takes great care of you. So she's got a birthday today. Tony and Sandra Ham celebrating 35 years. Eddie Brown, 62 today. Kim Anderson's having a birthday. Bella Anderson, 4 years old. Don Creekmore's got a birthday. Norma Stites, 80 years old. Ricky and Janet Rydell, 47 years together. And Chris Moore, all celebrating birthdays either today or this weekend. All right, you barely got that one in. Benjamin Smith. So we'll do that. Of course, now I got to go back and add this right here and change this one and do this and click this and save that and go back. And then we'll hit this and save. Benjamin Smith, 38 years old. Leanne Wilkerson, birthday today. Winner of the Scotty Ray Report Hyundai of Meridian coffee mug. Go by Hyundai Meridian on Highway 39 North, Big Gray Building. You can't miss it.
Congratulations.
Pick that up. So congratulations. Happy birthday, Leanne.
As we get ready for the Bible verse this morning as we depart, I wanted to bring this up. Dr. Anthony Fauci has admitted he made up the rules as he went along. There was nothing to back up the 6-foot rule. Y'all remember that? You got to stay 6 feet?
Yeah.
He made it up out of thin air and also making kids wear masks. It was just something he thought was good. No scientific to back any of it up.
Well, there's some stuff coming out now. He about had to come out with that because
some emails.
Believe it or not, he's the one who developed this virus. Starting back in 1966. 1966.
A little too much research is what you're telling me.
And they did some research, and they tried to do this between America and the United Kingdom, and they sent this virus across the pond as a test in like 1976, somewhere around in there. They knew Pfizer was in on this and created the first vaccine. And that's when they realized that the vaccines does not work because this homemade virus developed so quick that there is not a vaccine for it. But yet they still pushed and forced that on the American people. And there's people out there today that are still wearing masks because they've been hoodooed.
Yeah, and it doesn't work. Have mercy. All right, let's have a Bible verse to get us out of here today.
Yeah, so we're going to go to Ephesians chapter 1, verse 7. In him we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins in accordance with the riches of God's grace. Woo, does that not just say a lot? Because the Lord Jesus Christ died for our sins. His blood covered our body and forgave us forever. And all we got to do to redeem that is to invite him into our heart and make him a part of our lives. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Have a safe day. We'll be back in less than 23 hours. But until then, remember, we love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.